What do you think of MMO games? I think that the state of MMO games at the moment is pretty bad. I think that in order for a game to be a live service game and to succeed in being a live service game, paying rent for servers, all of these things, and paying the developers and constantly updating, they have to have a payment system that works. And unfortunately, in my opinion, all MMO games today, like all MMO games, are pay to win. I haven't seen an MMO game that I don't deem is pay to win. And I just think it's a bit sad, but I understand the problem. I really do think that a live service monthly game that's MMO can function with a monthly subscription. But the internet has got kind of thinking that if a game charges money monthly, it's a bad thing. Whereas I think that's way better than having the game free. But of course, because so many people, like the entry level for that game is too high, okay? And because the entry level is too high, they are not going to do it. They're going to play a free game instead, right? Because a lot of people can't spend $10 on a game per month. But that's what it's going to cost to keep it a live service and for the company to make profit. And profit is important. People seem to think that profit and companies making money is a bad thing. It's not. It's a good thing. It's how the world works. It's not a bad thing to earn money. It's when we had this discussion with PC Specialist, right? I said, okay, what PC should I ask for? They said you can choose anything you want. What should I ask for? And I said on a stream, I remember I was building something around this area here, and I said, you know what? I'm going to ask for the best money can buy. And some people in chat got offended and be like, oh, that's greedy. And no, it's not. It's not greedy. If someone came to you and you're a gamer and they asked, they said, you're going to get a PC for free. What PC do you want? You would also ask for the best you could get. Of course you would. And I don't think that's greed. I think that greed is when you're trying to squeeze something out of a product that doesn't hold its value. I think that is a greed. When you try and squeeze something out of a product that doesn't hold its value. And so anyways, back to the MMOs. I think that there is a problem with MMOs, live service games, that they have to have these pay-to-win scenarios to keep the game free on the entry level so that as many people as possible can play it, and then it turns into a gacha. So yeah, are you looking forward to PoE 2, Iskall? I'll play it. I haven't followed it that much lately, but I'll try it out for sure, yeah. You're allowed to want things that are extra or not. People would 100% do the same thing if they were in that position. Yeah, of course, 100%. I think that very few people would, for whatever reason, say no to that. Like, you're getting this gift or you're getting this deal. It doesn't cost you any more. Final Fantasy 14 doesn't have pay to win, just paid glamours. Yeah. So I'm all for selling skins in games. I mean, we do it in Vault Hunts. If you are a champion or a goblin tier Patreon once, if you're that once, you get the goblin armor or the champion armor permanently in your Vault Hunters game. You get added to like a list internally in the Java. I'm all for that. I think that's fine. Like, if you want to support a developer, you can buy their buy stuff like that. As long as it doesn't change, as long as it doesn't make you better than others that can't buy it. But a lot of these things are like, I read somewhere there was like, there's been discussions about like, was it weapon skins in Valorant or something like this, where the skin was actually gaining you an advantage because you could aim down sight better or something like this. And like they're really pushing it sometimes with these skin purchases, you know? I'd argue it's paying for time saved rather than pay to win, because you can do the same thing for free. You can buy max levels in Final Fantasy 14. That sounds pretty much pay to win to me. Ooh, yeah, that's a good question. So, is it pay to win if you can buy max level? So what defines pay to win for me? Pay to win, because clearly it's pay to win. You win the game, you become max level. But that's not winning in Final Fantasy 14. That's where the game starts, right? I've never played FF14, so I don't know this. But I assume that it is. Winning, pay to win, is when you get an advantage over another player in a multiplayer game, to me. That's pay to win. Say that you're playing with a friend and he can't pay for it and you can. Well, now you're winning. You're going to have quicker access to the things that he's trying to get to. So yeah, it's a hard thing to define. can't buy max, you can buy 10 levels below that, okay. It's necessary to be max level so that you can have alts for raiding. Pay to win can also be defined as you buying power that cannot be gained by playing the game normally. Well, okay, here I am in disagreement. There are games, I can't remember the name of, there was a big controversy about this recently. There was a game, is it called something Saga? It's a Japanese gacha game that's been around for many a years. And they have things that they sell that you can buy for real money that you can also get in the game without paying any money. But to get them in the game without paying any money, it's like a 1 in a trillion chance. So, is that not pay to win? So either you spend $50 of getting this one chase item, or you can theoretically, you know, with Dream's luck, get it by, I don't know how you get it in the game. But I mean, come on, that's, to me, that's pay to win. So I don't think it's a straight up like, you know, oh, you can get it in the game versus you can buy it. That's way worse than lottery jackpot chances. Yes, it is. But that doesn't matter to the average gamers. Like, they're going to keep rolling these booster packs or whatever it is to try and get this item. They don't think about the odds. They're hooked. They're there. They're paying $10 to get another one or whatever. Would you say Wingcraft is pay to win? I don't know anything about Wingcraft. I don't know anything about Wingcraft. If Wingcraft has things that you can purchase to win the game, it's pay to win, yeah. But I don't know anything about Wingcraft. I mean, it's okay if it's cosmetic. If it's a cosmetic thing, I'm for cosmetic purchases, as I said 5 minutes ago. We have it in Vault Hunters. I think it's a great way to show, you know, that you support a game developer, that you believe in their product by buying their skins. As long as the skins don't give you an advantage. And as I said, I took an example. I think it was Valorant, or one of these games that sold a machine gun skin that actually was easier to aim with, much easier to aim with than the default skin that you could get in the game. I refuse to buy anything gacha. I don't care what it is. My money will never go there. Yeah, I mean, I think most people think like that. I think that most people do not buy or stuff in gacha games. But also, I don't think it's wrong that someone wants to spend money in a video game. I think this is a bit of a taboo thing. I think that if people can afford spending money on whatever it is and they get enjoyment out of it and it's not at the cost of anyone else, then why the hell not? Imagine you're like a billionaire, you know, yacht owning businessman who gets some relaxation and entertainment by playing one of these gacha games in the evenings. And you know, $100 doesn't mean anything to you. Literally doesn't mean anything to you. Are you a bad person because you're spending $100? No. Do whatever you want with your money. And people will say, oh, but they could donate the $100 to charity. I mean, I'm a charity enjoyer myself. But what if that $100 that they spend playing this gacha game gives them the enjoyment and excitement and rest that they need to make $1,000 the next day? Just as a very, 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 you know, black and white example. Well, then that's good, right? I pay to remove ads all the time, which is definitely pay to win in most games because you gain power very quickly. A mobile FPS game called Free Fire sells you pay to win items that give you a better stats, making a lot of kids spend their money to buy these items. Yes, I get it. There are a lot of bad actors, okay? There are a lot of bad actors in everything in life, okay? Listen up. There are a lot of bad actors with everything in life. And it's easy to go to there, oh, but it's ruining kids. Oh, it's bad for kids. Yes, it is. It is. But if I had a child, I would not allow them to have a phone that they can buy games. Because to do that, you'd have to link your credit card or debit card into your phone. You have to make this available for the kid as a parent. And sure, it's not good. The games are thriving off of the innocence of children. I get that. I just dislike how overpriced some things are on top of the many things to choose from. See Overwatch 2. Sure. Price structures are probably bad. I mean, look, here's another thing, right? The world is in a pretty bad state economically throughout the West at the moment. It's in a pretty bad state. You know, we're in a bad, like the mortgage on my house, the interest that I pay has more than tripled since I bought this house like 4 years ago. You know, prices of butter has doubled since a couple of years ago. We are in a very bad economical state, and it's hurting a lot of people at the moment. Everything has gone up in prices, and you know, it's sad. It's annoying. You have to be aware of your purchases, and you have to limit your purchases at the moment. But the economy is going to turn. It always does. And my car rate is about 2.5 times more than when I bought it in 18. Yeah. Except salary. Of course, salary isn't better. Salary is even worse because people are losing their jobs. But, yeah. So we can talk about prices and what's right and what's wrong and all of these things in endless hours. And we can gloom in the, we can go down in the gloom and feel like, oh, everything is garbage. I think a lot more people would be more receptive to microtransactions and that kind of stuff in games if they were actually realistic ways for non-paying players to earn whatever without it being 1 in a trillion chance or extremely large time investments. Yeah, but then they would sell less things, NeuroArcher. Then they would sell less things. You have to understand that the publisher often, the publisher of these games, are there to make money. They're not there to make it fair. If it was fair, they wouldn't buy money. They wouldn't buy these microtransactions. I mean, we can go into depths with, you know, the psychology behind a microtransaction, and the reason it works is because once a person has put their credit card in there or their debit card, it is easier to press the button buy again. I know for sure when I played League of Legends and I want a skin, I'll just go and buy it because I don't have to enter my details. I can just click a button and it's done, right? It's simple. But you know, these things are designed in order for you to spend as much money as possible on their game. Of course they are. When we make Vault Hunters into a standalone game, it will probably sell cosmetics. Probably. If we're going to keep this game a live service game, probably has to. Otherwise, we can't pay salaries to the people developing it. But they will never be pay to win. It will be a one-time entry fee. We are aiming at releasing the game at a $10 level at Steam, which I understand not everyone can afford $10. We'll do giveaways here on the channel for sure. But I think it's a good price for a game. You know? All we can do is do better ourselves. We can't and we shouldn't defend bad actors. There will always be bad actors, people acting with bad faith in everything. I'll be honest and put my hand up. Like, I played an internet game called Lords WM. It's like a Heroes of Might and Magic internet version. And it's the game I've spent the absolute most money on. And it's an internet browser game. And you can see your total amount of spent money. And I've spent well over $2,000 over the course of like 10 years on that game. I don't play it anymore. I haven't played it for the past 10 years. But before that, between like 2005 and 2015. And yeah, it's a lot of money. It's a ridiculous amount of money. Mine was Pokemon Go. Yeah, I think, you know, a lot of us will have these games. 200 a year is a lot, but it's not life ruining for most. It's not about whether or not it's life ruining. I think that everyone, I mean, okay, look, I understand that a lot of these games, they make it easy for you to pay and play and do microtransactions and all of these things. But at some point, if you're an adult, okay, at some point, I understand that there's addiction with gambling and all of these things. But at some point, it's important. It's a hard topic to cover because I know that there are like cases where, you know, people are actually, you know, they don't know what they're doing or whatever. And it's sad. It's very sad, as I said earlier. It's sad that people would lose their life savings and stuff. But no one is going to fix that, ever. No one's ever going to fix that. Everyone has to make their own choices. That's what freedom is. I don't want to live in a world where someone dictates if I can buy stuff in a game or not. You know, because it has to go with everything then. Freedom has a price. Yeah, there it is. Freedom has a price. I remember someone spending $2,000 on a weapon banner in a gacha game. This was made a meme as well, since a lot of people hate him. Yeah, when people hate a whale, as they're called in these games, I mean, there's a lot of jealousy as well. I think you know, no one will ever admit to this. No one will ever be hateful about a purchase and admit that they're actually jealous. But we know, right? We know. Of course they're being jealous as well. Of course they are. It's not up to anyone else to decide how you spend your money. No, exactly. This is what I'm saying. But freedom has a price, right? That freedom has a price. Some people can't handle it. Just like some people can't handle, you know, any addiction. Anything that can be addiction-inducing. I'm an enjoyer of beer. Like, I'm an enjoyer of beer. But I don't go to the point where I would get addicted by it. But a lot of people do. And because of that, now, should I not have a beer? Should I not be able to have a beer? You know, it's freedom has a price. It's simple as that, really. In my opinion, the problem with whales is that them existing encourages toxic behaviors from game publishers. Yeah, of course. But what came first, the whale or the game publisher that did microtransactions? But yeah, of course, this is true for a lot of things, though. A lot of things. Addiction, do we blame ourselves of the addiction or even the owner? Yeah, it's a hard thing to talk about, right? Whales existing is just the rule of life. Yeah. Freedom should have a price, as Megalith. Whales do also finance the people who play without paying anything. True. True. That's true. The whales do also finance a lot of the free-to-play gamers. Because otherwise the game publisher would have to charge every single one if there wasn't whales. That's true. And it exists in real life too, you're right. Like, there are people that own Ferraris, there are people that, you know, have big mansions, that have tons of money and spends the money on themselves in order to look better or feel better about themselves. That exists everywhere in life. And I will never understand it. I will never understand how a material item can make you feel superior. But there are people that does that. And each to their own. Right? Freedom has a price. With the statues and trailers, yeah, Voltans won Zenova. But it was pay to win, pay your streamer to win, yeah, absolutely. I should say the season 4 are gonna have some of those elements again of the Vault Hunter SMP. There is a brand new system that we have built for the SMP, not for Vault Hunters, which includes viewers, both with a financial incentive, donations, and a what's it called? Channel point incentive. It was requested by the majority of the members that such thing existed. For me, it was like, okay, you know what? If we can play less ads and get some funds for Vault Hunters, then I'm all for it. But hopefully it's designed in such a way that it doesn't make the streamer win. Because, I mean, it's not a competition to begin with. It's a cooperative thing. But, yeah. So I can pay to have more elite spawn on Iskall. Something like that. A little bit more... I think you guys would like it. I think that those of you who enjoy these type of things, the Twitch integration, I mean, some people hate it because it's like throw money at the streamer, something happens. The way I've looked at it is, if someone wants to donate to support the streamer, why can't we integrate it so that something happens for everyone watching the stream? Something interesting. You know what I mean? And honor the person who donated. Like they're chucking $5 or whatever at the streamer. There should be some recognition of that. But the system that we built is a game in itself, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. And as I said, it can also be played. It's like the games. It can be played with enough time, with enough Gamba wins. You can participate on the highest level with channel points. So yeah, I think it's going to be good. I know that some people are going to hate it, but I think it's the best we've done in terms of like Twitch integration. And my goal is to honor the people who donate and who spend money, making our lives as streamers livable. Because make no mistake, unless you have 20,000 viewers and stream every day for 8 hours, you can't make a living out of Twitch. There's no way, unless there's something wrong with my ads. I don't even play ads. Like I have it turned off and Twitch forces me to play ads. But there's no living in being a Twitch streamer. Unless you take sponsor deal and make ads all the time and stuff like this. So yeah, for those of you who want to help, I want to honor those people who are donating to the streamer. And I want to make it fun for everyone else watching. That was the goal that we had back in December when we started designing this new system for Season 4. It should be fun for the people watching. It should not take up their viewing experience. And I know in the past that we failed. With all the statues, all of this stuff, it got annoying for the people who didn't partake. Hopefully this new system makes it feel like they are participating and think it's fun to watch.